The medals in the men's singles here at the World Championships will be awarded tonight as the semifinals are about to get underway with the first shots here at Sunset Station Strike Zone Bowling Center. I'm Lucas Wiseman along with Jason Overstreet. Thanks for joining us. We've got Bill O'Neill of Team USA, the top seed, and he is taking on Korea's Shin Seung-hyun in the first semifinal, and our other semifinal is Sweden's Martin Larsson, the number 2 seed, against number 3 seed Bodo Konietzny. And Larsson starts off with a strike. These are one-game matches. The winners will meet for the gold medal. The losers in this round will share the bronze. O'Neill starts with a spare. Bill O'Neill is the defending men's singles gold medalist from 3 years ago at the World Championships. Here's Bodo in the first. So a couple of subpar shots there for those guys. Things off to a little bit of a slow start here in these semifinal matches. Championship match will be held immediately following. As Bodo covers up the spare, let's see if Shin can do the same, and he does. So Larsson, the only one of the 4 to strike in the first frame. Well, let's see if Martin can turn it into a double here. And he cannot. You can see the players are playing very far outside. Looks like Bill O'Neill's using an old blue hammer. Urethane ball. Yanks that one, lucky to just leave the 10 on that shot. No problem on the spare for Martin Larsson. The official website of the 2013 WTBA World Championships is bowl.com, bowl.com/world2013. For lots of information on this event. Bill O'Neill with a missed 10-pin in the second.
Oh, wow.
And it actually gave him the spare on the scoreboard. So they're going to have to correct that. Here's Bodo Konietzny with the 6-pin going a little late on that shot. As he crosses over.
Again, one-game matches.
Yeah, they're going to go pretty quick.
Going to go quick, and
Shin capitalizes on the open by O'Neill by throwing a strike there.
Mistakes are magnified.
So right now, Martin Larsson is tied with Bodo Konietzny. And Shin Seung-hyun leads by 12 on Bill O'Neill after just 2 frames. Martin Larsson with a 2.810 in the third, bowling on the 33-foot Sydney pattern here in the singles today. Here's O'Neill. Looks better. Delivers a strike. So all 3 of the zones in international bowling represented here in these semifinals. We've got Asia, American zone, and the European zone, all with representatives. So good bit of diversity here. That ball never had a chance to get back to the head pin for Shin. She leaves the 1-2-8-10. Here's Bodo. Looking for a double to really take a big early lead. Oh, he almost left a 2-8-10, but gets the 10 to go. Washout conversion is good for Shin. Textbook conversion right there, ladies and gentlemen. As he maintains that 12-pin lead. With a spare here, Bodo will take a 14-pin lead after 3 frames. And he covers it up. There's a double for Bill O'Neill. He cuts the deficit down to 2. Just tuning in, or you're watching live coverage of the WTBA World Championships men's singles medal round here on Bowl TV. Our thanks to WTBA, Sunset Station, and the city of Henderson for putting on a great event here. Martin Larson yanks that one, leaves the 3-pin. Shin misses the head pin to the right for the second consecutive frame, and the count there evens that match up. This is just the first event of a very long string of live streaming here on Bowl TV. This is day number 1 of the World Championships. We have the women's singles tomorrow, qualifying all day, and the medal round in the evening. And then the men's doubles, women's doubles, head into trios, team, and masters. So a long stretch here, almost 2 weeks to finish out the World Championships. And we have live coverage for you every day, all the way on Bowl TV. Here's Bodo in the 4th. Konieczny with a strike. Leads by 14. If you want to find the schedule for this event, you can find it at bowl.com/world 2013. Here's O'Neill with a chance to take the lead with another strike. And he goes high. Very lucky to get the 6-pin out on that shot and leaves just the 4. He now trails by 1. Martin Larson, the Swede, trailing by 14, 5th frame. Pulls it. Lucky to just leave a 4-pin. These matches are off to a pretty slow start so far. Only 1 double, and that was by O'Neill. With a strike here, Shin will lead by 1. If he goes 9 spare, they'll be tied. Looks like he moved a little right. Still comes up light. Leaves the 2-4-8. So now he trails by 2 with the count. And Bodo with a double now leads by 25. And an open frame for Shin. Martin Larson trailing by 25 now. With a strike in the sixth. Bill O'Neill suddenly finds himself with a 14-pin lead after Shin had the open in the fifth. And O'Neill leaves the washout. That drops his lead to 10, assuming he can make the spare.
Very peculiar match between the United States and Korea, considering what we've seen the players do in qualifying.
Spare for O'Neill. Konieczny with a split here in the sixth. He's got a chance. Oh, hung on to the lane, but by just about a board and a half to the right. Had a real good chance to make that there, though. And that puts Martin Larson right back in that match. Shin trailing by 10, sixth frame in the match against O'Neill. And, well, his ball just is not finishing. He's got big ball reaction trouble right now, and does not look good for Shin the last 4 frames or so.
Well, O'Neill's had his struggles, too, with ball reaction on that pair. It's been interesting to watch them try and figure it out.
Yeah, it's going to be a chess match. Martin Larson, big shot here. He could take a 1-pin lead with a strike. 2-pin doesn't go. Shin covers it up, no problem. O'Neill with a strike in the seventh, still leads by 10. Konieczny still leading Larson by 9 pins. As Bodo steps up here in the seventh after the open in the sixth. By the way, the live scoring is still active here for the semifinals. If you want to follow that, go to bowl.com/world2013. You can see that Shin made a big move right. I don't know if we caught it or not. I think we did, yep. And that paid some dividends for him. He keeps moving right every shot, and it looks like he may have finally gotten far enough right. Still trails by 10, though. These are pretty close matches, Jason. I couldn't ask for anything better.
That's going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, both within about 10 pins of each other. Larson down 9. And O'Neill's up 10 in the other match. Martin Larson is just trying to get as much on it as he can to get it into the pocket. It's just not quite finishing for him. Here's Bill O'Neill. Chance to take a 20-pin lead with a strike right here. That's not hook either. That right lane is giving these guys fits as O'Neill leaves the washout for the second consecutive time on that right lane. And if he doesn't make it, Shin's going to take the lead on the bench.
That's where mental focus means so much in these types of situations. As frustrating as it is to have thrown back-to-back washouts, O'Neal converted the previous one on that lane, so it didn't do too much damage. So we're looking to do it again.
Let's see if he can get it. No, I don't think so. He knew it right off his hand that he did not make it. It gave him the spare anyways, so they'll have to fix the score. But even if Shin just steps up and marks, he takes the lead. So here's Konieczny leading by 10. He can go up by 20 with another strike here for a double. And I think the difference between Bodo Konieczny and Martin Larsson is Bodo's just a little softer, and his ball is finishing a little better. Looks like Shin's going to step back and reset here.
With these concurrent semifinals going, players' timing is important. Don't want to get started while another country is cheering just across the way.
So here we go. Shin, big shot here, can turn it into a double and take a decent lead. And he yanks it through the face and leaves the 4-6-7. Wow. So if he opens here, which appears likely, then O'Neal would still hold the lead. Here's Martin Larsson, 9th frame, really in some big trouble in this one against Bodo Konieczny, down by 20. And Larsson finally gets the ball to carry and push through the pins. But it may be too late. Shin's having some problems here. He's having some focus issues. He's backed off again here. Once again, this is just the first event of a nearly 2-week live stream festival here on Bowl TV. Long ways to go here at the World Championships. And we have live coverage for you of every qualifying round, every semifinal, and every final. Konieczny can pretty much put this thing away with a strike right here. Working on a double. Oh, he goes Brooklyn and carries it for the strike. 3 in a row, and what a huge break for Bodo Konieczny. Here's O'Neal. Leading by 10, 9th frame. He pulled it, went a little high, left the 9-pin. He won't be disappointed about that one, I don't think. The result, at least.
So a surprising grinded out game between USA and Korea.
Well, Larsson's about to step up in the 10th here. We'll check that out in just a moment after this shot from O'Neal. And Larsson needs to strike out to force Konieczny to mark in the 10th. That's the situation here. If Martin doesn't strike out, then Bodo wins, for sure. And Konieczny will advance to bowl for the gold medal. Big shot here for Shin. Down by 10. A strike here puts him in a decent position. When you can tell that the players are afraid that they're going to miss, that the ball's not going to finish on that right lane, so he grabbed a handful of that one and left a 4-pin. I mean, he ripped the cover off that one. Final shot from Martin Larsson. He's going to shoot 183. So Martin Larsson will share the bronze medal with the loser of the other match, and Bodo Konieczny will move on to bowl for the gold medal. Bill O'Neill, with a double here in the 10th, can shut out Shin in this semifinal. That's a little bit left. Oh! It was a little bit left, but he got lucky because the pin came across the deck and took out the 9. That was a big shot right there. So watch Bodo close it out here. More than enough. So if O'Neill, let's just say O'Neill spares here to fill out the 10 frame. He'd shoot 181. The best that Shin can shoot is 181. Well, let's see here. If he makes that, he can do no worse than be tied. But Bill had a chance to lock it up there if he could have struck again, but he doesn't. Bodo makes the spare. He's going to have the high game in this semifinal with a 211 if he strikes on the fill. So a big spare attempt here for Bill O'Neill. He gets them both, shoots 181. So that match is not decided just yet. Shin can still strike out for 181. Last shot for Bodo. Shoots 209. He wins 209, 183 over Martin Larson to advance to the gold medal match. So Germany will bowl for the gold. Here Shin has to throw all 3 in the 10th to tie, and does not throw the first one, and Bill O'Neill advances to the gold medal match to take on Germany's Bodo Konieczny. That final will follow immediately after Shin finishes this. They'll get 10 minutes of practice on 53 and 54 before they get started with the gold medal match.
What a strange semifinal there.
181 for Bill O'Neill, 155 for Shin. So we will move on to our gold medal match.
See a various contingency of international media here.
Yeah, the Swedish Federation by far has the most media here. We've got a TV crew that's feeding footage back to the TV stations in Sweden, as well as Hans and Tord, who work for the Federation doing press work, similar to what Jason and I do. So they're interviewing Martin Larson about his bronze medal. And they're going to get started with practice here momentarily on 53 and 54, which is going to be our pair for the gold medal match. So don't go anywhere. They're going to get started here in just a few minutes with practice and then head straight into the gold medal match, and we will know our gold medalist here this evening. Looks like practice is about to begin. So we'll be back in a few minutes here live on Bowl TV with the gold medal match in the men's singles at the World Championships. So we're ready for the gold medal match here in the men's singles at the World Championships. Team USA's Bill O'Neill take on Germany's Bodo Konietzny. For the title, Bill O'Neill, the defending men's singles world champion. Here we go. Bill O'Neill, first frame, starts with a strike. Bodo Konietzny won a couple of medals at the World Championships for men in 2010. It was held in Munich, Germany. I think he won a doubles bronze and a team bronze at that event, and he's looking to win a gold this time around. And he fortunate to kick out the 4-pin on that shot. So one frame in the books here. O'Neill with a strike, Konietzny with a spare. And this is a one-game match to determine the gold medalist in the men's singles. O'Neill looking for a double. And he leaves the 2-8. Looks like all the Team USA women are here cheering on Bill O'Neill, as are all of the German players as well. The Germans sitting right behind us here in the stands.
Let's take another look at that last shot from O'Neill. Wait till after he tries the spare.
2-8 here. No spares, a gimme with a pin sitting behind him on this shot. And he does cover it up. We'll take a look at the replay here of that first shot by Bill. And it looked pretty good off his hand, but the ball just didn't quite finish. And maybe a little too firm. Maybe the only thing I could think. If he softened that up a little bit, it probably would drive through a little harder. Here's Bodo in the second. Leaves the 10-pin, so he trails by 1 with the spare. So once again, this is just the first event of this World Championships. We have many, many days of coverage for you here on Bull TV. The women's singles takes place tomorrow. Be followed by the men's doubles, then the women's doubles the next few days. O'Neill, third frame. With a strike, leads by 1. Konieczny, third frame. Trails by 1 if he strikes here. Gonna need some help on that one. Yep, you can tell that was right off his hand. And he leaves the 2-10 split.
There's another look, Lucas.
Yeah, definitely missed right on this shot. You can tell. And the ball, obviously, when you miss right on a pattern like this, it's not quite going to recover. So with the open frame by Konieczny, Bill O'Neill now has taken a 14-pin lead and actually can stretch it to 24 if he strikes here in the fourth. Double for Bill, and he goes up by 24.
Another look at the last shot from O'Neill.
Pretty solid. Blows all 10 pins out of the rack. Konieczny needs to get something going here, and he does with a strike. His first strike of the gold medal match right there in the fourth frame. Still down 24 though, because that strike came on an open frame.
Once again, if you want to follow along with live scoring, you can have that available for you at bowl.com. There is a link.
Four frames done. Bill O'Neill leads by 24. He'll go up 34 if he strikes here in the fifth. Looks good. Just hasn't missed on that lane. He's getting away with some light hits on that left lane, but they are carrying for him so far. And Bill O'Neill now up by 34. Comes up light, lucky to get the 2-pin out, leaves the 10, and Bodo Konieczny is in a bit of trouble here halfway through this match. And he misses the 10. Things are falling apart here for Bodo Konieczny. Bill O'Neill is on the fast track to the gold right now. O'Neill stuffs it in there and leaves the 4-pin. Another look
Covers it up.
Yep. Konieczny trails by 43, desperately needs to find some strikes out there to have any chance in this one. It's a little better. Messenger? No. Misses. So Konieczny leaves the 10-pin here. Even if he makes this and he strikes all the way out from the 7th to the 10th frame, his match score is only 214. Bill O'Neill going at a 219 pace.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching the gold medal finals of the men's singles competition here at the 2013 WTBA World Championships.
Oh, a little shaker 7 there for Bill. Situation for Bill O'Neill, if he pretty much stays clean the rest of the way, he should be in good shape.
What an interesting run it will have been to get here for Bill O'Neill to defend his gold medal.
Yeah, he shot 300 the last game of qualifying to make it in and earn the top seed.
After having a 150 game as part of the 6 games of qualifying.
Yeah, if you know, Jason, if you shoot 150, you shoot 300, it kind of evens itself out, right?
It does, yeah.
Right at a 225 average. That's about, well, I think about what he averaged to lead.
And then,
that's 236. So.
And then going with a strange semifinal that had 181 be enough to win.
Well, Bodo has to strike out to have any chance. He's got to strike out the 7th through the 10th frames here, or Bill O'Neill's going to successfully defend his singles title. And oh goodness, what a tough break there as he leaves an 8-pin on a good shot. He's down 45 with 3 to go. That's a lot to overcome.
Sometimes it's just not meant to be.
Picks up the spare, gets a courtesy clap from the crowd.
Let's take another look at that last shot.
It looked pretty good to me off his hand. And yeah, I mean, that was not that bad at all. I mean, that ball, fraction of an inch to the left, and it carries that 8-pin for a strike. Bill O'Neill just needs to keep it clean here these next few frames. It's a good shot. Might be his best shot of the match right there.
Just a tale of 2 shots on the right lane.
Bodo is just about out of this match at this point. He does carry a strike there, but still down by 45 pins with 2 frames to go. It's a tall order. The best that Bodo can shoot is 203. which means that Bill O'Neill needs one mark in these last 2 frames, I believe, to beat that. So a strike on this shot would lock up the title for sure. It's a little left. Pulled it through the face, left the 3-6-10. Avoids any sort of disastrous split on that shot. Certainly was not his best pitch. But the good news for Bill O'Neill is he's still in control here. Needs one spare basically in these last couple of frames to lock it up. And he covers it up right there. So even if Bodo strikes out, Bill just needs some count to have enough to win. If Bodo strikes out, Bill would need to go 8-0 in the 10th to win by 1. So must-strike situation here for Konieczny. He's not mathematically out of it yet. And he's hanging around. Giving himself a chance. That's all you can do at this point. But now it's going to be up to Bill O'Neill. With 8 pins or more on this shot, Bill O'Neill will successfully defend his singles title here at the World Championships. There it is. Bill O'Neill wins the gold medal here at the World Championships in men's singles for the 2nd consecutive time. What a performance to end qualifying with a 300 game, make it into this semifinal. He wins a low-scoring semifinal match and comes back and bowls a great game in the gold medal match to take the title. Double in the 10th for Bill O'Neill. He's closing this thing out. He's going to be in the 220s.
And there's the last shot by O'Neill. Bill O'Neill of Team USA gets a hug from Coach Rod Ross. High five from teammate Chris Barnes. Bodo with an outstanding showing. Lead qualifier from the first squad and takes home the silver for Germany. Lucas is going to take the wireless microphone and head on down there and see if we can hear from Bill O'Neill momentarily.
So Bill O'Neill 228. Bodo Konieczny 192 is your final score.
World champion Bill O'Neill, United States of America.
And you can see Bill O'Neill
Bill O'Neill is posing for the cameras here. We'll talk to Bill here. Bill, congratulations on the gold medal. You successfully defend the title. You bowled 300 in the last game of qualifying to make it in. What was the run like for you today?
It was a big roll. Second game, and I was under after 2, and then I switched balls and bowled 297, and it was good after that, and I got really lucky the last game. It was one of the luckiest games I've ever bowled. I had three shots that struck that could have very easily been splits, and I threw the last 5 or 6 pretty well. But it was a very, very, very lucky day today, and I was fortunate enough the first game to bowl a guy who had a worse ball reaction than I did, and I made a good shot the first ball of the 10th to pretty much lock it up, and then I different strategy here in the last game. I tried to go a lot straighter and a lot less rev rate, and it seemed to work out.
What was it like in that gold medal match? Did you feel like you had a good enough ball reaction to win early on? Because you had some suspect ball reaction in the semifinal. Did you feel a little more confident in the championship after practice?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was playing with house money. I didn't feel like I should have made the medal round, and I didn't feel like I should have won the semifinal match. So for me I was just freewheeling out there, and I decided to try something different because what I was doing wasn't working, and I threw the last 5 or 10 balls of practice looked really, really good, throwing it a little straighter, and it worked out.
Congratulations, Bill. Good bowling.
So Bill O'Neill from Team USA takes home the gold, and see lots of other media from around the world there wanting to talk to O'Neill, and congratulations to Germany as well, Sweden and Korea, the medal winners here in the men's singles competition. As we've been telling you, we have a complete rundown of the schedule here for the 2013 World Championships available at bowl.com. And we will also have a extensive wrap-up, both written and video, on bowl.com as well. So be sure to check that out. Lucas, anything to add? As I see you're still able to hear us, I believe.
Yeah, just wrapping things up with Bill O'Neill winning the gold medal here in the men's singles. And don't forget tomorrow, the women's singles all day long right here on Bowl TV. Just getting started here at the World Championships. We look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, for the women's singles medal round will be tomorrow afternoon as well. So stick with us here on Bowl TV. We look forward to another exciting day of competition and a great week all week long here at Sunset Station.
All right. Thanks, Lucas. Appreciate all of your coverage out there. We hope that everybody has enjoyed what they have seen. And once again, you'll be able to find lots more of it here from Bowl TV and on bowl.com. For Lucas Wiseman, I'm Jason Overstreet. Thanks so much for joining us here. Good night from Sunset Station in Henderson, Nevada. We'll see you tomorrow for the women's singles.